In this video, we're going to take a look at Private Reserve's Infinity ink to see if it really holds up the way it's supposed to. With that, I'm going to need the stopwatch to be going. So I'm going to place that on screen somewhere so that you can see the stopwatch as I'm doing what's going on. Now, I ran tests that were a bit longer, but this particular bit is going on just to be able to see the actual ink working the way it should. What I did is I waited 24 hours and had the pen uncapped the entire time. I don't think this is the full real purpose of this ink. We're going to need to burn some time here, so bear with me. I don't think this is the real purpose of this ink. I see it more as the student writing, stopping to pay attention to lecture, and then writing again without the need to constantly cap and uncap a pen. Now, with that, it also helps out in meetings for the same thing. You're going to see that I tested 3 pens. I tested a TWSBI Mini with a fine nib. I tested a Pilot E95S with a medium, and a Lamy Safari with a stub nib. There's going to be a need to burn some time here. I'm just looking at my time. I got a little bit more to get to where I need to. Still going to need more time. It's all right. So, while 2 of the 3 did perfectly good, the TWSBI Mini actually during the from 24 to 48 hours, you'll see that video, it had some trouble in getting starting. The nib dried up, and it's not really supposed to do that. But I don't think that is the real purpose of this ink in itself. So that's why I want to be able to look at what this ink is actually for. I want to be able to see it on camera, as I'm going to hope I'm remembering to put this pen that's on the upper camera here on frame the entire time. While it might not make sense having sat there the whole time, you will have been seeing that and the timer. Now, the pen worked perfectly fine from the 48 to 72. So 2 out of 3 times, this nib lasted 24 hours uncapped the entire time. And right now, it has been on camera for about 2.5 minutes. And the question really becomes, does it begin writing without a problem? And you see that it did start right up without any kind of a problem. Now, that was a full 2.5 minutes. We're going to go ahead and be silly, give it another 30 seconds, because why wouldn't it work? But why not test that? And while we're waiting this 30 seconds, it's very important that I point out to you, this ink was given to me for testing by Lisa Van Ness, so from Van Ness Pens. I'm going to link to their site. That's the only thing that I got here, and the only requirement was mention that that's where I got it, okay? Eventually, probably next year, there will be a full review on this ink as an ink. But again, this is just looking at how does it work in that intended purpose of let it just sit. Last time before I do some writing, I got this ink from Lisa Van Ness, VanNess1938.com. Link in the description. You can find it there. Tons of samples. And is it writing over 30 seconds later? Yes. Perfect ink for what it is designed for. Even though it seemed to have that one stumble at 24 hours, I think this ink is doing a great job at its intention. Well done to Yafa.